Good morning, everybody. Good morning. The network might be a bit slow this morning, but I hope it's come online now. And welcome to Monday morning's Facebook Live here at the Transform Your Business Series, episode 3. And I hope you're all up bright and early this morning. Sorry, my glasses are a bit dirty this morning. I can't see what's going on. There we go. And yes, I've got different glasses on because I've actually been to the opticians and they're changing the lenses because my eyesight's getting better. I think this happens when you get older. Good morning. Who's that joining me there? Just to make sure the technology is working, see that everything is happening here. Is it working? Can I see everything? Oh, where's it gone? I should be live. Am I live? I am obviously live. Yes, I am, but I can't see it on the page. So let me just check again. Alana, hello. Good to see you this morning. Welcome. We're having a technology issue for some reason. I can't see it live on the screen here. Let's just refresh the page, see if that will show it. And hopefully it's there live. Yes, here we go. We're live. That's fine. Make sure the volume's off. And we're fine. So, welcome Alana. Welcome to others of you going to join shortly. Welcome to Transform Your Business episode 3. And today we're looking at resources, and if you've seen the emails and you've got the emails this week, we're looking at resources. We're trying to work out what are the things we need to have in our business that are going to enable us to deliver the vision, the values, the purpose we have for the business to our customers. And often we get into some really interesting situations here, and that gets into a problem. The important thing is that you don't fall into the trap of I have to do it all myself. Now this weekend, if you remember, on the first episode and second episode, we were looking at what are the purpose, vision, values, what is your goals for the year, what are you trying to do? And I went to Brian Main's goal mapping workshop at the weekend to do my own personal goal map, if I can get that right in the middle of the screen there. And it was an amazing weekend or day. We had, I think there was probably over 300 people in the room. Really good, interesting people working on their goal maps, trying to put together what their visions and values were. And I was talking to one lady during the course of the day, and she was talking about how do I make sure that, you know, I've got all the right elements in there. And it's really important that you identify the things that you need to make your vision happen, because for all of us, we're going to need different things. And the reason businesses struggle and fail, and the reason why so many small businesses get into problems, is they either have not enough people, the wrong people, not enough cash, or a combination of all of those. And if you've got the wrong people doing the wrong job, or not enough people, or if you don't have enough cash, or you're spending your money on the wrong things, then very quickly your resources are going to get chewed up and eaten up doing the wrong job, and you're going to run into trouble. So what you need to identify is the things that you're going to need to help you deliver the 5 elements for your business. And the 5 elements thing is that you need your marketing, your sales, your operations, and your finances, and the people bit, the talent part of your business, need to be structured and set up properly to deliver your vision, purpose, values to your customer. And the context for this sort of questions today really is, what does the business need, and what is it that you as an individual can deliver well? Those are 2 very different things. And I very rarely meet a technician entrepreneur that has got all of the skills. We don't tend to do that. We tend to have our superpower, the things that we're really good at, and then we need to surround ourselves. We need to build a business environment around ourselves so that we can excel at our superpower, and then we can identify the resources around us that can come in and help us to build those other areas of our business that make it all work. So what are the things that are you good at is a really important thing to understand, but then also is actually what other things do you need support in to help your vision, your values, etc. get delivered perfectly, and also how can you deliver the best you? Because if the resources you have are the right resources, then the environment you're building for your business is the right environment to support you in doing your superpower well, And then it's identifying people either, and in today's world, we do not need to have employees the whole time. We need to have people who can come in, do some work for us, and then maybe drop back out again. So we don't need to have people there all the time. So good morning, Graham. Welcome. You've got the right link at last. Don't worry, you haven't missed too much. It is all about how do we find the right resources to make our business work. Now, if you start to think about your business environment for a minute, and you start to think about what are the things that are missing, they're missing because you are trying to deliver a particular outcome to your customers. Now, this is why so many businesses get into so much trouble and they start doing the wrong thing, because they don't take the time to think, what is it my business needs? What is it my customer experience to be able to deliver that customer experience? What does my business need? Because somebody else's business might not need it. I talked last week a little bit about front stage, backstage. And if you see somebody else doing something, and you go, oh, that's a really good idea, and you might go and copy what they're doing. But if you're copying something that they're doing that doesn't support your customer journey, your customer experience, your business process, doesn't support your superpower, you may spend a lot of time, effort, and money on something that won't work in your business. You have to start at the backstage. You have to start behind the scenes, working out what it is you want to deliver on the front stage, because your front stage is unique to your business. Doesn't matter what business you're in, your front stage is unique. I used to go to streets in Spain and Madrid where there'd be like literally hundreds of tapas bars down one street. Now, some of them were really full and busy and successful, but the guy next door was empty. The guy next door was selling all the same stuff that the tapas bar next to him was selling, but there was no one in it. And if you actually, and I did often take time to go and see, why do the empty ones, why are they empty? And there was something definitely missing. Although it had the same stuff, the same tech as next door, the touch, the delivery was completely different. It wasn't welcoming, it didn't feel right, the atmosphere in there was wrong, and therefore you just didn't feel comfortable about eating their food. But next door it was crowded, it was messy, it was smoky, it was all sorts of things going on, but there was a certain buzz in there, there was a certain atmosphere, environment that actually encouraged the customers in. And that's true of any business. You might be a lawyer, an accountant, you might be an architect or a building company, you might be an IT company, you might be delivering special services. Doesn't matter what it is, your business needs its environment, and its environment is going to be unique to your business. And that's what this whole thing is about. Yes, we all need these skills, marketing, sales, operation, finance, and we need the right talent. But we're going to deliver it, it's going to be executed your way. That's the key thing. The thing that makes the difference is your flavor, your sense, your smell that you put to it that makes your business unique. So we need to identify the gaps that exist between you delivering your purpose, vision, values to your customer and the talents and skills and resources that you've got. Because if you can find the talent you don't have, if you can identify, you can create the possibility of like, oh, if I got this talent, or if I got this resource, if I got this skill, then I would be able to deliver this bit better. That's going to make your business work better. But if you try and go off and learn how to do something that's inherently not yours, and it's not something you feel comfortable with, then you're not going to do it. So, where a process is vital for your business success, you need the best talent for it. Now, if you're a technician entrepreneur, there are going to be things that you are absolutely brilliant for, and those are the things you should concentrate on. But if an area of your business, maybe in marketing, and actually marketing is an area that many technician entrepreneurs fail at because it's not a skill set they have. And, marketing is a really, really specific element of the business. There are specific skills, talents, and things that you need to be able to understand how to do. And to be able to make that work, what you have to do is understand your customers, you have to understand lots of different bits, how to write copy, all sorts of things. But if you don't understand those things, then your marketing is not going to be very effective. So instead of trying to become a great marketer, figure out what it is you're brilliant at and then find somebody to help you market it. And you don't have to spend a lot of money on that person because you don't need them all the time. You need to, in today's world, you need them to help you set systems up and then those systems can run. And maybe they dip in every now and again. They don't have to be a full-time employee. So what you need to do is find the best talent for that. Now the trap, and this is a really difficult trap to get out of sometimes, but the trap is you start off, and when you start, it's just you. It's your idea, and you've got to try and figure everything out. And the trap is that you get stuck in the wrong role. The trap is you get stuck in something that isn't your superpower, and you try and work out how to do that, when actually you should be focusing on your superpower and finding somebody to come and help you do that other thing. Because that other thing isn't going to be the bit that makes your business really work well. Welcome, Emma. Great to see you this morning. So what is your superpower? And then what are the things you need to do? Because what you've got to do is not get caught in the trap of trying to do it yourself. What you need to do is identify what's your role and then figure out how to get the right team around you. So when you're caught in that trap, when you really get stuck in there, hello Emma, good morning. Yes, you're alive, you're awake, good. Remember, this all stays live in the recordings. I'm not editing it anymore, so if you make any silly comments and I do say something to you, it stays there forever. It's wonderful. So, good to see you, Emma. When you're caught in the trap, what's happening is you are not doing the best you. You are not giving the best you to your business. You are doing something that you shouldn't be doing, that really isn't you, and instead of doing the thing that really is you. And what the benefit or the outcomes of that is, your customers, your business isn't getting the best of you, it's not getting the best promise from you, and you struggle to get going because you're struggling the whole time with things that don't come naturally to you. So you've got to be clear what your purpose, vision, values are, and your exit strategy is for your business, the thing that you're going to either pass it on, to sell it, or whatever you're going to do. So you're really clear the long-term path of your business, and then identify the stuff, the people, the resources, the money that you're going to need to make that work. So this week's resources, which will be in the group, we have a downloadable sheet. Now on there is a wheel of resources. So literally it's just talking about marketing, sales, operations, finance and people. But talking about what they are. So marketing is an engine that consistently attracts qualified leads. That's what marketing is all about. So marketing is about getting people to your business that are qualified, that are going to want to buy your stuff. How good are you at that? Sales is having a repeatable pipeline and processes that enable you to consistently meet your targets. How good are you at doing that? How good is your systems and processes and people at doing that? Operations, a scalable, robust set of processes that deliver your transformation, not somebody else's, your transformation consistently. Finance, a system that provides the cash to sustain and scale the business whilst rewarding the people. So how well is your finance process set up? You know, can you invoice correctly? Do you get the money in on time? If anyone works with me, I invoice before I do the work, because once I've done the work, I can't sort of take it back. That's the product, is spending the time with me. But people, do I have that process set up so that people get the invoice in time, so that they know that it's happened, so they get to pay me in time? Otherwise, I'll be arriving in the client's office and they won't have paid, and it'll get messy. So simple things like that really make sure that your processes work. And finally, people, do you have the human talent your business needs to have the business perform at its full potential? Really looking at how do you go there? How do you recruit them? How do you identify them? How do you figure out what it is? How do you finance them? So all these things link together, money and people the whole time. And when you get those things right, it will work, it will come together. So on there, I want you to record those. There's some other questions as well about individual resources. And also, if you have got people working with you and they have a superpower, what are they challenged by that prevents them delivering their best superpower, because you may need to put resources around them so that they can be their best themselves, not just half-heartedly doing it. So you've really got to identify the superpower, the people doing it, the resources needed to make those things work. And then in the group, the recordings will be into the Facebook group and the LinkedIn group tomorrow. I've got to shoot off to London today for some client meetings in London. But the resources will be in there before I go. I'll be putting those into the groups before I go. So you can go to the groups and download the worksheet for this week's work. Now, if you are having challenges this month, so if you started working out your purpose, vision, values, and you're getting it's getting there, but you're not quite sure if you've quite got it right. If you haven't been able to set goals, remember I talked about Brian Main's goal mapping. It's a free online service you can use, Brian Main. If you look in the group, there's a link there to his goal mapping process, and you can go through that. I did it live for the weekend, and it really was an amazing process, because my goal map now is really clear. It's a mixture of pictures and words, so you have the two things together. I'm going to do the online version of this. This was obviously in the room all day, and it was a wonderful experience to spend that whole day in a room of people all working on their goals and really listening to Brian, getting your mindset right, getting the understanding where you're stuck in your paradigm, the way you think about yourself, that if you could shift that to think about yourself in a positive light, is going to enable you to unlock more powers. So getting that is really clear. But if you're still stuck and you're still having questions, it's not quite right, then why not book a business breakthrough call? There's a link for that in the group, in the Facebook group. There's a link for that on this page. It's £45 for 45 minutes. It's a one-on-one Zoom call, and in there, I'm asking you have to answer a couple of questions beforehand so that we get the full value of that 45 minutes. But that 45 minutes is really there to have a breakthrough, to overcome a challenge that's facing you right now and get some clarity for action going forward, because this is all about being in action. You know, one of my things on my goal map this year is I take positive action. And it's really important just to have that in my mind the whole time. It's like, what is the next positive action I can take? So when I get stuck, it's how can I get unstuck and move that forward? Now, next week, it's a Q&A thing. It's a summary. We're going to go through everything we've covered this month and really pull it all together to make sure everyone's ready to move on to month 2, when we start to look at the customer journey and really dig into the customer journey. So looking at attraction, setting expectations, looking at delivery, and looking at nurture. How do we do that? So the month of February is all about the customer journey. Now, as a little surprise, I'm going to be away in February, so each Monday morning session will have been pre-recorded, and it will post at 6:30 in the morning, and it will also post directly into the groups. I have to work out how to do that on LinkedIn. I haven't quite worked that out yet, so it's got to go into my group, not onto my page. So there's a little bit of technology there. So we may have to do a little bit of, I might have to get someone to do something for me during that week. But it's because I'll be away, so I could delegate it to somebody, so I'm not doing it all myself. See, using my own resources. So that's next month. So the final session of this month, next week, is all about just wrapping up this, because if you don't get this first month right, if you're not set in stone exactly what you're trying to do for your business, the talents you need, the skills you need, the resources you need, then moving on to starting to take the next process of the customer journey, and then in month 3 we're looking at the whole financial piece of the business and how we measure and get the performance right there. You know, it's going to start to come unstuck because you're not going to have the right things in place. So let's next week really wrap this month up, get clear about all the things we need to do, and then we'll be able to move on to the next stage. So I hope that was useful this morning. Download the exercises, they'll be in the group very shortly, and I look forward to seeing you next week. And remember, if you're stuck, book a call. Come on, get over there. Get over yourself. Put yourself in a position that's going to make sure that you get the results you want for your business this year. Have a great time transforming your business. Look forward to seeing you next week. Bye for now.